All right, guys, part five here. We're going to start talking about Payback, and of course, we're going to start off with the first match of the night, the kickoff match, Hair versus Mask, El Torito versus Hornswoggle. I'll say it right now, and I'll echo it a bunch of different times during this review. I was not a fan of Payback. I thought that it was just a glorified episode of Raw, and that almost every match that I thought was going to be good or expected it to be entertaining ended up not being, and that really was a disappointment. So that applied here as well. I went into the WLC match thinking it was going to be atrocious, and it was fun. I went into this thinking that it was going to be fun, and I was bored. El Torito wins via pinfall. I could not care less. They didn't even spend the proper amount of time doing the whole head shaving thing. They barely showed it, and then they were like, "Oh, you got to watch Raw for it." And so, what's the point? If the whole thing's supposed to be to look at a bald Hornswoggle, and you don't show a bald Hornswoggle, then what the fuck? The only thing I found interesting about this match was when Hornswoggle kicked out and was throwing El Torito in the arms of Charles Robinson. That is it. Everything else, stupid. Oh wait, no, there actually is one other thing: the unmasking where he has the mask underneath it, which we were talking about before. Of like, oh, WWE's not going to do anything like that, and they did, but it just didn't come off as well as we were kind of hoping. So, did not like it. Drew, your thoughts?
It was okay. It wasn't as good as the WLC match. I don't think we're ever going to get something like that out of these two ever again. But, it was okay. I'm not going to hate on it as much as you.
Yeah, Tony.
Peyton?
This definitely did not live up to the same expectations we had from that WLC match. And I didn't have those expectations, honestly, because I knew we weren't going to have as much involvement from the other members. There were a few fun moments. I mean, there was that one point where people were taking turns diving onto all the other people outside the ring. And even Hornswoggle got a good suicide dive that time. That was kind of cool to see. The ending was what it should have been. El Torito won. The head shaving was atrocious. I mean, who the hell taught this guy to cut hair? He freaking was shoving the shaving cream all over and then trying to use the electric buzzer. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
So that was terrible. And then they didn't even do the full cut. He comes out the next night and he's still got that little bit of a rat tail at the back. This is one of the worst head shavings in the history of head shavings.
Lego?
Well, I didn't mind Payback as much as other people did, but I can definitely see why it's got a lot of criticism. And this was appropriate that it was on the pre-show because people didn't have to watch it then. It was kind of cruddy, and I had a hard time getting into it. I expected it to be a lot more fun. I knew we didn't have all the elements of the WLC, but at the same time I expected more. So I got a little disappointment.
We're going to roll along here. Part 6, United States Championship match, Sheamus versus Cesaro.